Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Hey guys, all right, we need your help. So we are very close to 3,000 subscribers. We're averaging about 100,000 views a week, and we've got about 2,800 subscribers. So if you guys could hit the subscribe button for us, we would greatly appreciate it, and it would really help us in moving these projects along and our channel. So if you could do that for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. It is Wednesday, July 9th. It's about 1:40 in the afternoon. It's been a kind of a wild couple days. Kind of catch up on where we're at here. So let's start with the Volkswagen before I get into what I'm about to do on the Apache. Okay. So Volkswagen thing. Yesterday decided that I wanted to just finish this up as much as I possibly could before Ron got home. And just get to a point. So I bought Velcro, put it on here. This no longer moves. It doesn't slide off while you're driving. And I put Velcro on the bottom of the actual cocoa mat. Here, there, and there. And that has held it from moving. So far so good there. I removed the cup holder that was on the shifter there. It was broken. The weld had broke on it. And that's my fault, I hit it. And since I don't really have time to get another one here, if the car comes back from Louisville, I'll buy another one, put it on. Loved it. It was my fault. I was in here trying to do the brakes, and I hit it pretty hard with my arm. And that was my bad. But still doesn't look bad without it. I also figured out the brake lights. We now have brake lights. So it wasn't a bulb. The wire had come off in here. So I went ahead and got that all hooked up really well this time. And I thought I had before, but apparently I must have hit it or something while working on the engine. So got that fixed. So we now have brake lights. This doesn't move. This doesn't move. Cup holders out. Then I decided, okay, I want to take it for a ride around the block and just kind of see where I'm at. I just want to make sure before Ron gets here and I have him take it for a ride that I'm 100% certain everything works, right? So I took it for a ride and I had a problem. My steering, you'd be turning, right? And then it would just like slip and would go to like here. I was like, what the hell is that? So I start looking through the wheel. I turn the wheel and I'm looking through at my steering shaft and I see what happened. And I'll explain it to you here. If you guys have these weird problems with your steering, this might be your culprit. Okay, this guy. This slides up into the steering column, to the bottom of the column. It has a flat spot here, and there's a clamp that goes over this. Over here with a bolt that goes through right here where the flat spot is. Well, what happened was, as I'm turning, this would turn. And you don't want this to turn, okay? So what was actually slipping was that piece, and I went, oh shit. So I took the gas tank back out so that I could access where it was, because I tried to get it through the wheel and through there, and it was just a nightmare. Because it's one of those deals where you need probably a ratchet, either 2 wrenches or a ratchet and a wrench. And I just could not, there was just not enough room for me to get my bear paws in there. So I took the tank out and got to it, put Loctite on it, tightened that down really as tight as I can get it. And that's pretty damn tight. I don't think it's ever going to move again. So that took care of the weird steering problem. And I said, okay, cool. I took it for a ride. Everything was good. I mean, I spent probably 5-6 hours on this yesterday, just fixing all the miscellaneous little shit, right? So because you guys know how this is. You fix the big things, but there's still 100 little ones. You know, I need there to be 0 little ones and 0 big ones. So we're really close. So then I took it for a ride around the neighborhood again. That problem was fixed, but I still had a little play on my steering. And so I adjusted my steering box a little more. And over the course of, like, you know, 7 or 8 trips around the neighborhood, come back, adjust, come back, adjust. Sometimes I went too tight, sometimes not tight enough. Just playing, and got it dialed in. So as of right now, this car is pretty much done for Louisville. So the only thing we're going to do is buff and polish it. We're going to do that, wash it, buff, polish, clean it up, detail it, you know, your basic car show stuff. But we need to put the wax or whatever on the Mr. Wizard, I believe it's called, or Wizard or whatever, on the hood and the 2 doors and the rear fender that we painted. That's why they're a little duller than everything else. And I need a sticker to go right here. A little black dot to go right there. That's pretty much it. Everything else is working good, no issues. So that's where we're at. And I got to put fuel in it still. Yeah. I knew there was enough fuel to get around the neighborhood a couple times because I took the tank out and I felt that it was still pretty hefty. So I was like, all right, well, we're not out of fuel. We still got probably a 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons. And I think it's only a 5-gallon tank, to be honest with you, something like that. So, anywho's, Volkswagen thing's pretty much done. This morning, I picked up Big Ron, my mom, Aunt Peggy from the airport in Tampa, and brought them home. That's what I've been doing primarily today, just driving. But Big Ron took this out for a ride earlier and came back and said it's a totally different car. He goes, this is great. He goes, the brakes are amazing. I was like, I know, right? And so he really likes it. It rides good. The air shocks are holding. All the things that were wrong with it when he left. And let's go over those. Bad steering box, okay? Column bushing, steering column bushing. Rear shocks wouldn't hold air and were blown. The cocoa mat and the duck board in the back would slide anytime you drive the car. The brakes were terrible, okay? It rode bad because, again, the rear shocks were shit. It had issues running, needed to be dialed in a little bit. You know, you start thinking about all these things. This is what got fixed over the last couple days. The wiper blades got replaced. The speedometer cable was broken. Got that replaced. I mean, just a huge amount of stuff happened to this car over the last 2 weeks. And I'm just tickled pink that it's where it needs to be. You know, and will that change? I don't know. It's a car. It's mechanical. Anything could happen. But for right now, it is right where I want it to be. So, and I really don't want to buff and polish and all that until like we're a week out. I just want this as good as I can get it. No sense in cleaning it up and then letting it, you know. And we still have to drive to Louisville with this on an open trailer. So there's no sense in getting it too crazy clean because it's going to be gross when we get there and we'll have to clean it again. But, you know, that's where we're at. And our exhaust is holding up really well too. No peeling, no nothing like that. So that might be a thing for you guys. The black header paint, VHT header paint. It's satin black. That actually works on the exhaust on these if you're looking to paint your exhaust. So, food for thought. But yeah, this is where we're at. Lots of cleaning to do. I mean, it really just needs a bath. So that brings us to right now. So we've made a ton of progress on our 1958 Chevy Apache over the past 2 weeks. Just getting paint off, getting all of this interior pretty much dialed and ready for primer. All of this, you know. So what the plan is here, me and Ron were talking about it earlier. He's sleeping right now, but they took an overnight flight. He got on Alaska Airlines. He said it was the worst flight he's ever had in his life. There's no room on there. But anyway, I'm going to pick up some epoxy primer tomorrow, or at least order it and get it in. So in the meantime, I'm gonna dive into some other stuff. I've had quite a few guys talk to me about, or leave comments about Sandblaster, Harbor Freight. I'm actually going to Harbor Freight tomorrow to pick up some miscellaneous stuff that I need. And I'm going to take a look at those little sandblasters. That's really not a bad idea to get into these spots up around here. You know, I mean, that's not terrible. So something we're going to think about. Hey, buddy. And see what we can do. But in the meantime, I'm looking at this cowl here, up in here, and this needs to be scuffed up. It needs to be 415. So I'm going to see, A, do I have pour 15 that isn't dried up? And B, let's see where we get. So I'm going to start messing with this cowl and see if I can't get us a little farther down the road there. Try to get this black maybe today. That'd be nice. But we'll see where we get. And it really depends on what materials I have physically here at the moment. So stay tuned for that. And we'll be back in a minute. And the man, the myth, the legend. He is awake. He is back. Welcome back, Big Ron.
Thank you.
So, yeah.